Good morning, everybody.
And good morning, everybody. And welcome back to another episode
Yeah,
of the good news from the Earth Nation. Wait,
you're talking better
the good news
from that mouth.
from the Earth Nation.
Couldn't keep her down for long, y'all. Couldn't keep her down for long. Hey, I got a question. Have you ever received a promise? And how did you feel from receiving it? But ultimately, what did you have to do before the promise was fulfilled to you? Because, there is a lot of effort and time that goes in before we receive a promise.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today's devotion on May 10th, 2024 is called Receiving the Promise. So, a little joke there about Cynthia, because yesterday, if y'all didn't see, she had a surgical extraction from a tooth, one of her chompers, and But you're feeling better?
Yeah.
Pretty good? Feeling pretty good this morning. So that's awesome. And I do not have a degree in medicine or doctorate degree or nothing, okay? Or nursology. But I tell you what, it just comes naturally.
That's right.
Naturally. All right, I feel good because she feels good, you know?
You are a good doctor and nurse.
Yeah. Y'all heard that, okay? And I did not pay her to do that.
He did.
Well, I'm supposed to tell him after. Tell him after the video.
Okay, I'll tell you all after.
All right, anyways, receiving the promise. Hebrews 10:35 through 36 is the thought. And here we go. Do not throw away your confidence, which has a great reward. For you have need of endurance, so that when you have done the will of God, you may receive what was promised. And I'm sure what God has promised to you, me, and everybody scattered across this world, it's different. There's different things. And it's just diving into this. What we need to understand that goes and what's involved when we are waiting on this promise to receive the promise. So no matter what promises you are claiming from God, you have three responsibilities when it comes to those promises being fulfilled in your life. This says you must exhibit faith, endurance, and obedience as you wait for the Lord. Doesn't say, you should or maybe or, some do and some don't. It says you must exhibit faith, endurance, and obedience. We know that we have to have faith. If we're sitting here today and you're watching this devotion, you have faith. You have faith in something that is not seen. And Jesus said, how much greater are those that will believe that have not seen than you believe that have seen. You think about that. That requires a lot of faith. Okay? Endurance. Well, we know endurance. When you endure something, you are going through the pain, struggles, the ups and downs of emotions. Endurance. You're enduring. Just like, we always throw this back because I relate to Cynthia when she was in high school as a cross-country runner. They run for miles. They wasn't no just 1 mile, how fast you do it, boom. No, this was miles, and it took endurance. It took it. How did she get that endurance? Well, it didn't happen overnight. She worked on that and built her body to do that. So it requires work. Faith requires work. Endurance requires work. And obedience. as you wait for the Lord. You want to obey. You want to be obedient to the one that is given life, promises,
Yeah.
and he never breaks a promise, ever.
Mm-mm.
So we know we got three things that we must have in our lives: faith, endurance, and obedience as you wait for the Lord. Number one, faith. You must hold on to your confident conviction that God will do as he promised. Confident conviction that God will do as he's promised. All of your senses, understanding, even the way your circumstances appear, may seem to contradict what he said, but trust him anyway. Why would we trust him anyway? Even if it appears to, this is because he doesn't lie. He fulfills every promise. He doesn't say, I tricked you, got you to do it, but sorry, you're not getting it. No, he don't do that. That's the other one. That's the that's the evil one. The father of lies. Okay, but we know that he said we must trust him anyway. Endurance. Number two. You must not stray from the course that Jesus has set for you, regardless of the obstacles and trials. Make the choice to stay in the center of God's will, no matter how long it takes for him to act. So yeah, you don't stay in there and you're enduring and you're like, well, this has took forever. This has took 6 months. This has took 3 years. This has took 10 years. This has took 20 years. I'm bailing out. Well, we know by looking back on things that you'll make a mistake by doing so. We endure with him. It's hard enough to endure anything in this life. And thanks be to God that we have him that we can lean on, run to, cry out to. Help me. And he helps us endure it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Let's see. Okay. And third, obedience. You must submit to him, allowing God to guide you step by step to your desired destination. Whether you understand his direction to you or not, you trust he knows the best way forward. There we go. The obedience to submit to him, allowing God to guide you. Not you. Not you. And you're thinking, okay, I don't want to bother God. I can do this. He knows that I can do this. I see it's I. And you know what? You very well may and do. You're doing awesome and you don't need nobody's help and all that. That's fine. But no matter how great things are going for you and you don't need nobody, no human, no help from that humans. But don't cut yourself short thinking that you're all that because you are just merely human. The obedience to rely on him. So, just remember that what this right here says, to allow God to guide you to your desired destination. And we don't have to understand everything. Whether you understand his direction or not, it says. Endurance. It says, make the choice to stay in the center of God's will no matter how long it takes for him to act. And then the faith. Believing with a shadow of a doubt that God is going to do what he promised. Be victorious in this time of waiting by actively allowing God to do things in his way. I mean, it's going to be my way, the highway. It's God's way. You can go against it all day, every day, years on, and everything else, and He'll let you. He's let me.
He let me.
And I still, like I've said before in many devotions, me and Cynthia both, and I'll say it again and again and again, I need Him. Because I can't make it on my own. Even if I can do the X, Y, and Z and A, B, C and everything in between, I still need Him because I fail. I'm not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. It's a daily battle. So be victorious in this time of waiting by actively allowing God to do things in His way. Certainly, He will provide for you faithfully, just as He has for all who've gone before. And that's the truth. That's the truth. We look back at our grandmas, our grandpas, our aunts, our uncles, cousins, everybody in between in our families that had faith and that, went through some very difficult, hard, bad times, whatever you want to put in the blank. But they never wavered. Their faith stayed strong. Their obedience stayed strong. And the endurance was self-evident. It showed. It showed they had the endurance. They didn't throw in the towel. They didn't give up. They didn't say, well, this must have been a mistake. No. And they got to receive that, the glory, So, yeah, He will provide, but we have to do 3 things, y'all. And are those 3 things easy? Nothing's easy. But the 3 things we got to do to receive the promise and to have a fulfilled, happy, joyful life is to have faith, endurance, and obedience. And it says down here at the bottom, Jesus, help me to have faith, exhibit endurance, and be obedient to you always. Amen. My hope is in Jesus because He keeps His promises. Yeah, He keeps His promises, and that's the truth. All His promises, every one of them, He keeps. And yeah, so you know what? I don't know. That's all we got. You got anything there, Toothless? Toothless. Okay. But anyways, guys, we appreciate it. We thank y'all so much for your prayers, thoughts, and every well wishes that you've sent up and to us. We thank you. And Cynthia, this is day 1 of recovery of the big tooth extraction. She slept pretty good, didn't you, last night?
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome. And so we just go one day at a time. And we appreciate it. So hit that thumbs up. Help us out. Hit that subscribe button and alert bell. That helps us out. And you know what? Leave us a comment. Let us know. Say, hey, I'm watching from wherever. And we appreciate you watching and supporting this. And we just hope that this daily devotions that we do help you have a better day. Because, it does me and Cynthia. It helps just like getting plugged in, getting charged up. So you know what? We're getting out of here, and we'll see y'all on the beautiful next one. Peace out. Love you all. Yeah.
And I just want to say, please don't ever give up, because you're so special, and you have beautiful purpose.
That's right.
So, that being said, you guys, love you guys.
Boom. Thank y'all. See ya. Have a good day.